Okay, we are ready, and you
Okay.
are there.
Okay, great. Three, two, one. Yeah, go live. Hi. Today I've got a guest called Mohamed Essa, and he's a holistic life coach. Hi, Mohamed. Great to have you here.
Yes, how are you? How are you? And I'm really happy to be here today, and it's an honor to be interviewed today about the subject of healing yourself and the power of mind.
Yeah. Just a moment. I've just realized I haven't put my mic on. Let's do it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay. Hi, Mohamed. You're a holistic
Yes. How?
life coach. Sorry about that. So tell me, please do start, tell me again how, how you got into this, where we are now.
Okay, actually, it started for me from a long time. I used to have a very low immune system when I was around 7 years old or 6 years old, and I used to be asthmatic also, and I suffered from that a long time. Actually, my body was also weak. I don't feel that I'm strong enough, and that was when I was around 6, 7 years old, and that till I was around 14 years old. I have been introduced to martial arts. I started to practice martial arts to just enhance and empower my body muscles. And a year later, after that, well, when I was 15 years old, I have been introduced by my teacher, the Kung Fu teacher, to meditation. And from 17, so from 7 years old till I was 15 years old, I was still asthmatic. My immune system was weak. I used to have a weak body. It was improved by the martial arts, but not to a big level, a big amount, I mean. And when I started to practice meditation, I noticed after 4 months from practicing that I started to feel something is changing inside my body. And I started to feel a level of strength, a kind of internal strength, an internal power. And I noticed that also in that year that I started to practice meditation, I didn't get flu as I used to before, and I got it only one time. I used to have it at least 2 times a year. And that year, I got it only one time, and that was for me actually a surprising. That was really very surprising for me because I believed about myself that I have to get the flu 2 times a year. And and I developed the idea that my immune system is weak and my body is weak, and and that's started from the age of 7, by the way, till I was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that meditation has enhanced my body and my mind and my immune system. From that time or from that moment, my belief about myself has changed. I said to myself, this is the way, this is the solution. And this is how I started. And from that time, back to when I was 15 years old, till now I'm 41 years old, I didn't stop practicing meditation because I noticed that this is the way, this is the empowering way, this is the way I will enhance my body, enhance my immune system, and I will keep my body strong.
Mm-hmm.
And from the age around 20 years old, I didn't take any medication, so it's around now around 21 years. I didn't take medications, just only 3 times.
Yeah.
And before, I was always on medication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I know that story. Yeah.
Yeah,
Carry
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Interesting. Carry on.
actually that helped me a lot to take myself as a case study and to learn from myself and to move from the belief that I'm weak, I'm not strong enough, I feel that my body is not doesn't have the power to develop myself to that I heal myself. I heal myself totally with the power of mind.
Wow.
And I started to study, and I traveled to China, and I studied Chinese medicine, and I studied different schools. And I studied mental health, and I became a trainer, and I'm a master practitioner, and I started different modalities of healing, like healing hands. I traveled to India also and Thailand, and I became a teacher in meditation and Qigong, and I studied Tai Chi Chuan. And actually, I spent the 25 years learning the holistic approaches and modalities. And I'm originally, I studied engineering, and I became an engineer. And after that, I resigned, and I opened my company, a holistic center and foundation. I started to teach the people what I practice and what I have learned, and what I have learned from myself.
Oh, fascinating. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in total agreement with you. I've noticed meditations help me a lot, and I started off too, and helping myself heal. So, what meditation did you do then to build your immune system? You said, to avoid the flus and all that. What was it in particular you did?
Well, actually, I started when I started meditation. I started only with just focusing on the breathing, and then I started to do the Taoist meditation. My
The
school of
Taoist
meditation, the
meditation.
one, yes, the school that I started with the Taoist meditation, and I followed the school of Taoist meditation, or Taoist school of Taoist philosophy for around maybe 12 years before I go to other schools. I just focused for around 12 years on the Taoist meditation, Taoist philosophy.
Wow, okay, great. I've got a couple of people joining here, Jita and Mackenzie. Hi, thank you for coming. Says Mackenzie says, I'm in total agreement. This is how I enhance my body and accept my pain. So I think there's plenty of people out there who totally agree with you. And I found it really interesting when we met recently. Well, I listened to your presentation a few weeks ago on the COVID-19, how you help people heal from their symptoms. But we can come to that a bit later. I think your story is really interesting. So you've obviously gone into lots of modalities with traditional Chinese medicine, and then all these other, like you said, martial arts. But I suppose everything. What do you find you use most is helpful for people?
Well, actually, as I studied the Taoist school and the Chinese medicine, and then later I studied also some of the Indian schools and the Indian modalities also. What I'm doing now, my method or my strategy, I built my own school, which have a mix from the Indian and the Chinese, and also from the ancient Egypt also modalities.
Okay.
I merged all of them, and I mixed them also with some of the theories and the concept from the engineering, because I am a computer engineer, and because I found there is a link between the concept in physics and engineering and the energy, and what we know about the energy, and what we know about the aura, and what we know about how we emit energy and how we receive energy. I couldn't find anything different between what I have studied in the engineering college and what I am receiving in the lecture of the Chinese medicine.
Really?
I see both the same. Yeah, I see both the same. Because what we know about the meridians and the energy is running through the meridians, I see it the same what I know about the electricity and what is running inside the circuits that I studied in the engineering college. Yeah.
That's really
So the same
interesting. Okay,
concept,
yeah.
by the way. Yeah. It's the same concept.
Oh, okay.
So yes, so I measure both the engineering concepts with the healing concepts, and I build
Right.
my own modality. And I have two schools that I teach. One of them is Chromatic Healing,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is the Detox Plus. Chromatic Healing is based on the idea that you can help yourself and help the other by emitting energy out of your body and use the
Mm-hmm.
power of your brain.
Yeah.
And the Detox Plus is a kind of self-healing modality that I teach you how to heal yourself by the food and by managing your mood and by managing your belief system and your emotions.
Yeah.
And and you continue to do that for around at least 10 days. You start to detox your body and get all the toxins out of your body.
Right. Sounds really fascinating. I mean,
Yeah.
so what type of clients do you get? Because I would have thought even men would be interested in this sort of stuff, especially when you start talking about electricity and putting engineering together with the human body. Uh, what's your experience? Do you find men and women are open? Do you get certain type of person?
Well, actually, I'll start speaking about myself. For me, as I'm an engineer and also my father is an engineer, if I didn't get in touch with the effect of meditation on my body and the healing modalities on my body, I think I would never believe in that, actually.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
yeah. But and that's why I'm telling the people who don't believe in such things,
Mm.
just give it a try, as I did, because I couldn't have any other way. Yeah, that's true.
I'm laughing because I get this
Uh,
all the time. I'm thinking, how can I explain it? Because if I come up with a reasonable, reason why it works, I always get counter arguments, and then I can't argue. And I've just realized I'm not going to argue with anyone. Either you take it on and join me, or you just do your own thing. So that's how I do it now. I just think,
yeah,
either
yeah,
we're in it
yeah,
and we
yeah.
try it, because we could be here for 100 years trying to explain how to get things to work. And really, I haven't got that science background. So, but I've got the holistic side where I know how to help people heal. And yeah, I have my own journey, and I'm just with you. I think if you don't try it, uh, you just don't know.
Yes, yes, that's true. Actually, uh, when you study any modality, you don't have to explain it for the people. If anyone interested to receive the healing, let them feel it. Actually, our body is smart enough to know and recognize if that's real or not.
Mm-hmm.
And also, our mind had an influence on our body. If we want to know if that's true or not, our body will know, and you can feel it. As
Mm.
I started the meditation when I was 7 years old, I was 14 years old,
Yeah.
around 14, 15 years old, and I started to feel that my body is building a sense of power. You know what I discovered through meditation? Something very interesting for me, that before I start practicing meditation, I feel that sense of power and the energy is running all over my body. I start to recognize that I didn't own my body before.
You
Because
didn't
when
what?
you
Sorry.
feel that, I didn't own my body, I
Own
didn't
your
own
body.
it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Because when you feel weak, you don't feel that you are connected to this physical body.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel that the strength and the energy is running all over your body, and the blood also is running, you feel the blood is running inside your veins. Actually, that feeling gives you the ownership of your body.
Mm-hmm.
If you are losing that feeling, you start to feel that you are losing the sense of ownership to your body. When I started to meditate when I was 15 years old, I started to feel that, okay, I'm owning the body. Okay, I have this is mine. There is a power is running inside. I started to change my belief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the way I can become stronger. I'm now weak, and I
Mm-hmm.
will not be weak anymore. And from that
Interesting.
moment, my immunity system started to develop.
Yeah.
And I started to feel that sense of power. and that also didn't affect only my body and my immune system and become healthier or stronger on the physical body, but also they affected my brain. I started to believe in my mind. I started to believe in my intelligence. I started to say, okay, I can be intelligent. So it's a kind of, it is not something static. It's kind of dynamic. I can develop it. I can make it grow bigger, and I can enhance myself, and I improve myself, and I improve my psyche also.
I think it's fantastic, and where you're describing it, it's probably how I felt as well, like through the years, because I've been doing it myself for about 17 years, where I've learned to heal myself from back pain, and then 10 years ago started to heal a bit more, and then 5 years ago helping other people. So, and the way you're describing, I think one of the main things I say is that take responsibility. Don't give all your power away to like the medical system or anything, because I think that they play a part, but really we are, in control of our bodies, and people are afraid to do this. Mohamed, what do you think? I think because we've got this mentality that health, illness means we bring in the experts, when really I think we are experts of our body, but you have to give it a try.
Yes, actually, that's very true. And actually, when I believe that I'm really lucky to be an engineer, because the engineering science give me an understanding more to my body from different perspective than the medical side, because in engineering we study systems, and I started to look to my body as it is a system. When you have that perspective to your body as your body is a system, you will start to link everything together. So your mind will not be separated from your body, will not be separated from in your emotions, because they are linked together, because they are one system.
Yeah,
When you study systems, when you study the system science, it's a kind of the science that let you understand any system or any device or any kind of running system by dividing every part and see it as a component that they are interacting together. So I started to see my body and my mind and my emotions, that they are parts, that they are interacting together. So they affect each other. So they have a feedback on each other. So when you master your mind, you can master your body, and you can heal yourself. And you can heal yourself from any disease if you are able to change how do you see yourself and how you see the world.
Fantastic, yeah. I think many people, just read some of the comments. Ajit just saying it's so true what you're talking about. And she said our mind is vital and powerful. Yeah, I think so many holistic working practitioners just agree with you that we have to put everything together. And I think it's an injustice to separate the components, to say, oh, this is the problems with the heart. Just focus on that. I mean, it's laughable now, because you just put it together with everything. So it's natural to put it in a system. But to really, just the general public knowing as there's a problem with this, and we need to really dig in and sort. It's just it goes over me now. How do you
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. And actually, it looks funny when you know that the old medicine school, or actually our medical science, they used to believe in the past that the body is separated from the mind, and they don't influence each other. And if you just think for a while, for just few seconds, that when you are angry, your body starts to change. So how your mind doesn't have an influence on your body? They are, for sure, they are connected.
But I think people, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think people don't. They think, yeah, sure, anger might make you, I don't know, hot and sweaty or whatever, whatever physiological reactions. But they won't see it as far as, okay, but if you get ill, it's still a result of something wrong in the holistically, not just in that organ. So I think
Exactly.
you know, I find it frustrating that people are forever finding evidence not to look at things holistically. So that's one of my missions. I'm always talking about no, we need to bring up holistic medicine and see, how we all work. It's not just about taking medicine and giving our power away. I'll just read a couple more comments because people are, Jita and Mackenzie are engaging with. I'm sure that you'd like to know what they're saying. Jita saying, I agree, we should take control of our body as it's our responsibility to look after ourselves. Meditation is a good path to make mind function properly, I think. Yep. And Mackenzie is saying,
Yes, that's true. Yeah, sure.
This is true. Mackenzie says you have to own your body to give an understanding of what your body needs. Through meditation, yoga, natural herbs, and a complete change of eating plan helps the body with pain. Yes, this has taken 13 years, but it's changed and enhanced my life. I think that's great. Really, really nice to hear. I think just use the way I put it is pull out all the stops to get something to work. Like, why use just one thing on? As long as these people who are telling you are reputable, then why not try different things? Like now yoga's taken over, the whole world. I think everybody's doing
Yes, you're
yoga. So
right.
this is great, but it's needed, right? And
Yeah,
so soon, I think all this
yeah.
mind-body healing will also take off. It might take some time, but people are still not quite connected to what we're saying to this extent anyway. They think, yeah, you might apply here and there and make relieve anxiety, relieve a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but they don't know it can go all the way and really help almost everything, I think, in chronic conditions especially. Okay, do you mind?
Yes, for sure.
Sorry, do talk.
Yeah, yes, actually, yes, for sure. The owning your body and starting to think in a holistic way, it may help you to understand your body more and know from where the pain is coming. Because the pain, if we will think about the pain, it is only physical, and it's caused by something physical. We may not find the real cause of the pain. The pain may come from a belief system or from an emotional system. So when you start to think as a holistic approach, you link your emotions and your beliefs with your body. You start to understand that your body is a kind of feedback and giving you signals about your quality of life. So the quality of my brain is the quality of my body and the quality of my life. So if there is a pain, that's true. If there is a pain in my body, that is a reflection to the pain belief that I hold in my brain or on my mindset. So when I change my belief system, I may change how I feel. I may change the pain. I may reach the cure for that pain.
And what would you say in cases where people have tried everything and still they're not getting relief? Like I do hear of a few cases where it's just almost impossible to still get out of pain, and they've tried various, even the mind body, the meditation, they've worked with practitioners, and still they're very, very stuck in some physical symptom. What would you say then?
Okay. First of all, like when I see someone who have a chronic pain, the first thing that I say is, you need to change your belief about the pain. The pain is not your enemy. This is number one. Number two, the pain is a feedback. Is not a problem. So the pain is not your enemy. The pain is a feedback. The pain is not a problem. So when you start to think that way, you will start to understand and collect different information about the pain. So if the pain is not an enemy and it is just a feedback, so you start to think and ask yourself a question. So it is a feedback about what? So you start to notice your pain when it comes in the morning and the evening. When it comes, it comes when I start to believe or remember or I feel that things. So when you start to understand and collect more information about your pain, you start to understand what kind of signal is that and what kind of message that the body wants to deliver to you. So when you understand it is a message, you will go more to understand this message more than to get rid of the message, because getting rid of the message doesn't solve the problem, doesn't solve the whole situation. Because if I will take a painkiller or whatever, that doesn't mean that I am totally healed. I'm just reduced the sound of the pain or the feeling of the pain, but that doesn't mean that my organs and my body doesn't feel the pain. I just cutted the signal to the brain.
Yeah.
But the pain is still there. Yeah.
And even that's not the case all the time, because we can, like say, people who have phantom limb pain, where they've actually got no limbs, but they're still getting the pain, because we know it's not really coming from the limb, it's coming from the mind, like the whole holistic saying, like you're saying, it's a feedback. So from your life and situations. And I say this similar things to you, and we haven't actually spoken directly much before this. I've just listened to your presentation before, but I'm with you, and I think that oh look, I lost my train of thought. That don't fight illness. I really am against, let's fight cancer and let's get rid of this, and I can't do this, because I think we have to work with it to understand it and work with our bodies, and that's where you get the relief. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Yes, and actually, by referring to the phantom body, I was today was watching a scientist, a neuroscientist, speaking about the phantom body, and he
phantom body or phantom limb pain. Is that what you mean? Like we have no limb,
yes,
like an arm. Yeah.
Sorry, the phantom limb pain.
Limb pain. Yeah.
And he said that some of the pain is coming from how we are. It's about the self-image, how we see ourselves, what image we are holding in our mind about ourselves. So the image that we hold in our mind about ourselves, that image can develop pain. So we change that image by visualization and or any exercises that it changes the pain. And that also for the people who are who have other physical problems. Also, when they change the image, they are changing how their system is running and how the system is connected, and that will have an effect on the body to be cured.
Right. So the image of yourself, is that what you mean? Change the image of...
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yes, the image of the self. The image that you're holding, how you imagine yourself.
Okay.
How you see yourself.
Yeah.
It's something like, okay, I see myself fat, so I start to concentrate on every fat part of my body. That's the image that you are holding in on your brain. So when you change the image, that had an effect on your health.
Oh, okay, I might try that myself, actually. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So, how interesting that you should, read something or watch a program like that, just when I'm bringing it up now, because that just came to my head about phantom limb pain. And that actually earlier today, so all these synchronicities happening already. Earlier today, this morning, I woke up and I was reading the Times, and I thought of you because we had our interview planned, didn't we, today? And they started talking about Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine. And what they're saying is that talking about how they're using endangered species body parts, like animal, like tigers' bones and rhinoceroses or rhinoceri, their horns.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? And we spoke about Chinese medicine earlier, because I said, is this what Chinese medicine is about? But you said, no, it's not just that. So please just explain what you know about these body parts, using animals' body parts, and also what Chinese medicine really is.
Chinese medicine is it's a kind of model. It's a kind of holistic model that can it help the body on the physical level, emotional level, and mental level. So the application of that model can be through acupuncture, through meditation, through herbs, through food, through any way you want to apply that model, you can apply it. So using the animal parts is one of the schools in the Chinese medicine,
Right.
but this is not as a must remedy or a must I can say things that you can use when you heal someone. No, actually, you can depend only on acupuncture.
Yeah.
Actually, when I studied the Chinese medicine, I started to apply the theory of the Chinese medicine on mentally. And this is the Chinese school of meditation. And one of the reasons that I traveled to China and I studied the Chinese medicine, that I wanted to improve my meditation, because there is a level in the Chinese meditation. If you want to improve yourself more, you need to study the medicine to know how the body organs and the meridians and the energy centers interact together and relate to each other. So when you know that information, you start to improve more your meditation, because the meditation in the Chinese school is a kind of applied medicine, more than just an exercise for relaxation. It's a kind of applied medicine, mental applied medicine. One of the ways of that application is using mental power. You can use acupuncture, you can use herbs, but not all the schools use the animal parts or the parts.
But I think this is how they just pick on one thing and then blow it out of proportion. Because I've heard this before about Chinese medicine using steroids, and then these things stick in our mind, but then forget the other times, like the 95% of times when it has helped people and they've got over illnesses. But it's almost like, and I'm talking about like media, the Western medical industry. They also focus on the negatives of holistic practitioners, therapists. So I think that's a shame, and that we, I think we should speak up for ourselves. That's interesting, and I'm glad that you clarified that, because we need to know that it's not just about using these endangered species. We want to know that.
I will tell you why. Because the Chinese medicine school is an abstract school, so that school sees that everything is energy. So if you see everything is energy, so you can use everything in the healing and your modality.
Sure.
So not all the approaches in the Chinese medicine, they go to the use animal parts yes. Yeah.
I'm just going to read a comment from Mackenzie. Oh, sorry, did you finish what you were saying?
Yes, I finished. Yes.
Mackenzie's saying, this is due to psychological trauma. The mind retains, this is going back a few minutes, like 3 minutes of our talking. This is due to psychological trauma. The mind retains the memory of the pain. True. Hence, believing the pain is real, which is very evident, I've seen within the therapeutic process. Absolutely. Like, there's absolutely no doubt. When you have pain, it feels real. It feels like a physical pain. But I'm always trying to protest with that. Like you're saying, it's a holistic. It's not necessarily in that organ.
Yes,
so,
yes.
She's playing with it. So tell us more about Chromatic Healing School and the other one. You've got two, isn't it?
Yes, I actually developed two schools. It's the Chromatic Healing School, and other one is Detox Plus. Detox Plus is a self-healing approach, and the Chromatic Healing School is a kind you can use on yourself, and you can help the others with that modality also.
Fabulous. And what things do you use exactly? Because you've got such a wide range of skills. What are you using in these schools? And also, Mohamed, is it online or is it face-to-face training?
Actually, the both of the schools that I have developed, you need to come and study them, or you at least you need. I travel to different countries. I teach this. Both the both of schools, the Chromatic Healing and the Detox Plus. And both of them, because I am teaching you a skill, not just information. So we need to be observed and to be corrected and to be evaluated, and that's need a face-to-face interaction. Actually, part of that study can be done online, but I cannot say that all of the study can be taught online.
Sure.
Actually, at a specific level, we need a physical interaction to
Sure.
observe and test and correct and these things.
Yeah.
The chromatic healing school is about the energy around our body and how we can use our brain to change that energy. And it sees the body from the perspective of colors, that any imbalance in the body is an imbalance of color.
Right.
And it sees that you can, from an abstract view, that the body as a kind of image or the kind of drawing that you use colors to paint it over time, or through an event or something like that. That the color the color may change, or that photo, that drawing may lose its color, or how it is, how the color is, how it is strong, or you may, I can say also, the color can be destroyed or something like that, or can it change over time?
Right. Did you say
So the
color can be
idea
destroyed?
of destroyed, yeah, by, for example, that you scratch it, or something come over the color or something like that, or someone remove it, whatever the painting way that you're using to paint the drawing. So the idea is of chromatic healing. We see our body as an image, or the photo, the colorful photo. So the disease is a kind of imbalance in that color system. So due to mental reason, emotional reason, or physical reason. Physical reason can be food or something like that, wrong food, or wrong practices with your body can harm your body. And the mental reasons can be wrong belief about the self, or stressful beliefs. And the emotional reasons can be fear, anger, worry, sadness, depression. All this is a kind of emotional reasons.
Yeah.
So all these reasons can change the color, your color system. And we will see the body with the aura around your body is a kind of color emission. Your body is emitting colors all the time.
Right.
So yeah, that's true, and actually, yeah, people they feel happy when they're pleased when they know that the body are emitting colors all the time. And when there is something wrong with the system, with our system, this color starts to change. So when I rebalance the color and I correct the color, it's a kind of color correction that we do in the image and then the videos, and there's a process called color correction. We do that color correction. The body starts to rebalance itself on the emotional level, and on the physical level, and on the mental level.
Wow. Sounds fascinating. Okay. And can you see auras of people? I know some people can see that, like they can just see the auras around people. Can you do
Yes,
that too?
actually, we teach that in the course, and the interesting part is, we pick one of the students, and he or she stand in front of the others, and I teach them how to see the auras, and they start to see the areas that have a change or imbalance of colors. They appear in the dark, or sometimes not in harmony with the other parts, and they are very clear. And that parts, when you saw them, you find them very clear, and the color difference is very clear, and they are not homogeneous and homogeneous in the other body and other parts. on the other colors.
That's
So
interesting. Yeah.
when we apply the modality, you start to see they become in harmony. And they come in harmony with the other parts, and the colors start to change. So,
Wow.
so I start to say here to the students that our our health is a color, and our disease is a color, is another color. So if
Right.
we are able to master the color balance of our body, we are able to master our mindset, our physical body, our emotional system also. So that's the idea or the concept of the chromatic healing. And advanced level, I teach them how to track the color inside the body, because the color is not only around us in the aura,
Yeah.
but it's also inside. So when
Wow.
you track the colors inside the body, you can track the reasons and the causes and the roots of the disease or the imbalance.
Oh, this is fascinating. And maybe you need to write a book as well to introduce us to all of this before people take courses. But
Yeah.
can you tell us more about actually your COVID-19 cases? You said you've had some successful ones, and you said you've dealt with about 7. That's the latest count. Do you care to share?
Yes, actually, I started first was 4 persons, and I did for them a case study, and I followed with them all over around 10 days, and I was trying to know what is behind the disease, what is the mental side and the emotional side, and the root cause on the emotional and mental side that may cause that disease. I was looking from the perspective of kind of mental health perspective, and also the Chinese medicine perspective, because the Chinese medicine believe that our belief system and our emotional system is connected to our body. When there is an imbalance to an emotional system, our body starts to change and our body starts to suffer. If that change or and that if that imbalance is harming the body, and when I started to study them and study their belief system through coaching sessions, and I did this coaching session for them as a kind of empowering to their immune system. And I told them that this is a research, and I'm doing the research, and I want to track your immune system and track your belief and your emotional system. And I found the reason that is common between the 4 cases is that a kind of a self-worth, a kind of disbelief in the self-worth, and deep sadness,
Okay.
and expectation and separation. Four these four areas or these 4 symptoms are repeated or are common in the 4 cases. And you know what? The interesting part is when I started to coach them on this on this imbalances, the emotional and the belief, also on the belief level, they started to improve very fast. In the time that when I started with them, they were on medicine or medical. They were taking medicine, and some of them went to the hospital, and the level of progress on the health level was very slow, or almost there is no change.
Yeah.
When I started to coach them on these 4 elements which I mentioned, they started to change very fast. And after the first session, because I went through the belief system, and I found the leverage point, and when you find this leverage point in any system and start to balance it, the body and the system start to change. In 24 hours, they developed a level of enhancement around 50%. 50% enhancement on the level of symptoms, the pain and the coughing and the fever,
Yeah.
and
Amazing.
all that and all the symptoms.
That's
In
a lot.
7 days,
Yeah.
yeah, in 7 days, or by maximum to 10 days, all of them are they are free from the COVID-19.
Wow.
And nowadays I have another three. Now I have three more cases, and I'm working on them. And I think maybe in 2 days or 3 days I will finish the coaching sessions with them. And I follow them the same system, and I found also the same pattern there, which is the self-worth and the expectation and the deep sadness and the separation, the separation event.
Right, it's really interesting. And you did it all through any cognitive? Is it like just through feeling the symptoms?
Actually, I used to know the reason behind the COVID-19. I used the cognitive approach that you by challenging them mentally and and also on the level of their emotions. And in the healing way, I used the chromatic healing. The chromatic healing approach, because the chromatic healing we have also a level of cognitive technique that we use in the healing, that we use the colors and the meditation. So I give them a kind of meditation and color meditation, a visualization to do every day, and that was the healing for the COVID-19.
Beautiful, sounds great. Yeah, thank you. So what we can do, I'll just see if anybody's written anything else. No, I don't think there's any other comments at the moment. What we can do is put your links on the post when I put the video up again, the recording. Any links that you have to your programs and services and all that, just put them on, and anything you want to add. And people might ask questions later. I'm sure they might watch the replay. And just keep an eye out, and if you can reply, that'd be great. Do you have anything else to add? I don't think I wanted to add in. I can't think of anything. Is there something you wanted to talk about? We'll start wrapping up.
Yes. Actually, for anyone who have questions about the COVID-19, actually, I'll be happy answering their questions. They can put their questions under the video, and I will come to them answering them. Or they can send me directly on my page, Mohamed Essa. There's a Facebook page. You can send me directly, and I will answer you also. And actually, I can say lately, or I can say that mastering our mind, or mastering our mind, and then mastering our body, both of them are linked together. So mastering the body will lead you to mastering the mind, and mastering the mind will lead you to master your body, because they are interconnected. And the science started to found that kind of interconnectivity between the both of them. So when you start to see your body is linked to your mind, you will start to understand a lot of things about how your body is behaving and why you're thinking like that, and you will start will start to find a clue for your pain and for your disease. Because actually, simply I can say, if you are aware about this kind of connectivity between the mind body, that means I can ask my body. People sometimes they feel that how I can ask my body, my body cannot reply back to me. Yeah. Actually, your body can reply back to you if you ask your body questions, but you need to understand the language and to learn the language of your body. My body language can be my body language can be a pain, can be a muscle movement, can be a sound that comes to my mind. It can be a memory. It can be a color. It can be an image that comes suddenly to my mind. All these signals are not random. They are the signals and the way our body is trying to connect and contact you.
Right. So that's really interesting. Yeah. So would you say it's a different signal all the time? Like say, okay, why have I got this pain here? And what you open up and you see an image. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. You can, for example, what you can do is, if you have a pain in your body, and you can, for example, I can say in the shoulder, you can ask yourself, I want to know how I can heal that pain, or why I have this pain. And me close your eyes and start to receive the signals that your body will give to you. And you may not understand the signals from the first time because it's a new language for you. It takes a time to understand the language and to develop the language grammar and syntax and system. So be patient and let your body teach you how to speak to it, because it will teach you.
That's fascinating.
Because it's you. Yeah.
It's really fascinating. Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to have this interview with you. Thank you so much for your time. I can't think of anything else to add. There's no more comments either. So if people have questions, please do write. They're writing them. They're obviously not with us in this video, but I can see what people have written. But yeah, so thanks a lot, Mohamed. Let's just close up, and I'll end the video. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay. See, thank you very much, and thank you for this interview. I'm really honored to be here today on your show. And if there are any questions, you can send me, and I will be happily answering your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And and put your links, your YouTube channel, all of that, all your under the post. Just put it all out. People will be interested to find you, I'm sure, with all that you offer.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye. I'll just close this video.
See you. Bye bye.